They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to.
The clock shows 10 p.m. Park Yin is still sitting at her study desk. A cup of warm milk made by her maid remains untouched. Though her gaze is fixed on the screen, her hand occasionally reaches for the chocolate cookies always available on the table as study companions. Her eyes are focused on the 15-inch screen, reviewing the presentation material for tomorrow's assessment. It's already this late, Yin murmurs. She tidies the papers on the desk and begins to shut down her laptop. Yin cannot afford to sleep late if she doesn't want to suffer a headache the next day. Sweetheart, may I come in? The gentle voice of Mrs. Park is heard from outside the bedroom door. Yes, Mom, come in, Yin calls out a bit loudly. She slowly drinks her milk. Still studying, sweetheart? Mr. Park enters his daughter's bedroom, gently stroking Yin's hair. Just finished, Dad. It's unusual. What brings you and Mom to my room at the same time? Yin frowns, walking to the sofa, following her mother who had already taken a seat there. What? Can't your father and mother visit their beautiful daughter's bedroom? It's not that. I just mean, it's unusual for you both to come here together. What's up? Yin's lips pucker cutely. Mr. Park and his wife chuckle affectionately. Their daughter is indeed very expressive. We just want to chat for a bit, right, darling? Mr. Park gives his wife a nod, signaling her to start the conversation. Mrs. Park sighs, slightly irritated, as it's always like this when they need to discuss serious matters with Yin, and her husband often throws the ball to her. Mr. Park winces at his wife's sharp gaze. Mrs. Park starts caressing Yin's long hair lovingly. My child has grown up so much. It feels like just yesterday you were whining in my arms asking for milk, though you still whine for milk now. She laughs, seeing Yin's sulky face. True, you're in your final year now, Yin. You'll graduate from college soon, her father adds. Yin looks at her parents alternately. She now sits between them. Their family is known as a feared mafia family throughout Korea. They hold significant sway in Korea's underworld, especially in illegal business dealings. But even though they are known as cold and ruthless mafias, at home with Yin, their only child, they turn into rather humorous parents. This makes Yin feel comfortable, not stifled by her status as a major mafia's daughter. So, what exactly do you want to talk to me about? Yin's eyes narrow suspiciously. Both her parents now look at each other. Perhaps it's time their only daughter knows the secret they have been keeping. Her mother clears her throat gently before taking Yin's soft hand. You remember your grandfather, right? Of course. I remember him, Mom. How could I forget my own grandfather, even though he has passed away? Back then, your grandfather made a promise that if we had a daughter, we would arrange her marriage with the grandson of his friend, who is also our friend's son. Her mother speaks softly, explaining slowly so her daughter can understand. Yin is startled, her eyes narrowing. Wait, you mean, I'm going to be arranged in a marriage? You're so smart, my child. Mr. Park laughs before he grimaces as his wife hits him lightly. Typical of her husband not to take a serious situation seriously. Yin gives her father a disgruntled look. I am smart, Dad. Why are you just realizing this now? Yin's lips purse cutely. Wait. She gets sidetracked. Back to the main topic. Yin turns to her mother again. So I'm really being arranged in a marriage? Mom, do you think I'm not pretty enough to find someone on my own? Yin speaks in an adorable tone, causing both parents to resist pinching her puffed cheeks. You're beautiful, sweetheart, very beautiful, and I'm sure you could find someone on your own, especially since you're smart, right, Dad? That's right. Mr. Park gives 2 thumbs up with his sweet smile to his beloved daughter. But this is a message from your late grandfather, Yin, and your mother, and I must fulfill this message well. Besides, the young man you are to be matched with is the son of our friends. You know Jungkook, right? Yin nods. She knows Jungkook, a handsome man who is the target of many parents wanting him as their son-in-law. Handsome, wealthy, and hardworking, but Yin slightly dislikes him because he's too cold for her taste. Your mother and I are close with his family. They are a good family. I'm sure Jungkook will treat you well too, her mother continues. But Mom, I'm still in college. Why not wait until I graduate? Yin is a compliant child. Although spoiled, she doesn't want to make her parents sad. She tries her best not to disappoint the parents who raised her with so much love. There's no need. There's no rule against marrying while in college, sweetheart. Besides, you're graduating soon, so I think it's fine, her father says. Plus, Jungkook has already agreed. Yin quickly turns to her father. What? He agreed? Why are you surprised that Jungkook agreed? Who could resist my beautiful daughter? Mr. Park teases, tapping her chin with a small smile. Will you agree, Yin? Marriage is nice, her mother adds, trying to convince her daughter, laughing briefly at Yin's cynical look. Right, honey? She seeks her husband's agreement. Exactly what your mother said. Marriage is nice, You end up having someone who can always be with you and love you wholeheartedly. Although there will be problems in your married life, we believe you can handle them well if you base it on love. But the problem is, I don't love Jungkook. Yin whines. She's resigned, though not entirely willing. Not yet, not don't. Love will grow over time. Besides, if Jungkook agrees, it means he accepts it wholeheartedly. I've known him for a long time. That boy is not someone who can be forced. He can even fight with his parents if he doesn't want to. But now, he's accepting this arranged marriage. It means he's accepting it wholeheartedly. That's right. Don't overthink, sweetheart. Everything will be alright. And trust us, even though you'll be married, we will always be behind you, always protecting you, okay? Yin is silent, pondering many things. This is an important step that Yin must take for her future. She doesn't want to be hasty. Her parents now wait anxiously before a nod from the beautiful girl brings them a sigh of relief. But I want the wedding to be held in private. Only close family and friends are invited. I'm not ready for the whole campus to know I'm married yet. No media. As per our beautiful daughter's request, her father kisses Yin's forehead lightly. Okay, sweetheart, now you should go to sleep. It's almost 11 p.m. Don't let your head hurt. Her mother now guides Yin to lie down in bed, kisses her forehead tenderly, pulling the blanket up to her chest, and turning off the light. Thank you, Mom. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. The next day. So, has she agreed? Jungkook stands near a large window, looking at the bustling Seoul city from the 33rd floor. Miss Yin has agreed, sir. I just received news from your father. He wanted to contact you since this morning, but his calls were always rejected. Lee speaks politely. He is Jungkook's personal assistant. Yes, Jungkook has been busy meeting with clients since this morning. Good. Jungkook smiles thinly. It means soon Yin will be his. Do you think Yin likes flowers? Jungkook's odd question makes Lee frown in confusion. Lee pauses, looking oddly at his boss's back. Not getting a reply from his assistant, Jungkook turns around, his sharp gaze making Lee sweat. Lee clears his throat gently. His boss is indeed terrifying. I think a beautiful girl like Miss Yin would like flowers, sir. Is there anything else I can help with? Jungkook looks displeased at his personal assistant. Watch your gaze. What does it mean that you have been quietly observing Yin all this time? Jungkook asks with a flat expression, no yelling, but it makes Lee scared. No, sir, I misspoke. Lee bows. Jungkook sighs, containing the emotion that briefly surfaced just because another man praised his future wife's beauty. Order a bouquet for the dinner tomorrow. It doesn't need to be too big, but it must be beautiful and look elegant, Jungkook commands. Very well, sir. I will take my leave. Tonight, the two happy families are gathered at Yin's house. This meeting is certainly held to discuss further the wedding arrangements for Yin and Jungkook. All evening, Yin has been stealing glances at Jungkook. Up close, he appears even more handsome than she imagined. Yin looks down when her eyes inadvertently meet his dark, intense gaze. She curses her foolishness. Her heart pounds and her face flushes with embarrassment. How cute, Jungkook thinks to himself, smiling faintly. So, what concept would you like for the event, dear? Mr. Jian, Jungkook's mother, asks the girl who is still looking down. I'll leave it up to my mother, Andy. Yin smiles cutely, making everyone at the dining table smile tenderly. Yin wants a private wedding, only family and close friends. She's not ready for everyone to know. Once Yin graduates, we can announce it more broadly. Mrs. Park answers Mr. Jian's question. How about that? Oh, that's no problem. Then let's have an intimate wedding. Even if the guest list is short, we must make this event very memorable. Mrs. Jian's eyes sparkle with joy. Mr. Jian, sitting beside her, just raises his eyebrows. His wife is always enthusiastic when it comes to parties. What do you think, Jungkook? His mother asks him. I'll leave it to you, Mom. Jungkook responds calmly. The conversation is then dominated by Mrs. Park and Mr. Jian, who excitedly discuss the wedding to be held in a month. Meanwhile, their husbands, Mr. Park and Mr. Jian, have a light chat about their business. Yin and Jungkook have been quiet all along. Jungkook is busy with his phone. Though he seems uninterested, his attention has not strayed from the beautiful girl sitting directly in front of him. Jungkook's eyes are truly indulged by Yin's beautiful face. Yin herself only plays with the glass in front of her, and occasionally responds to her parents' conversation with a smile. She also sneaks peeks at Jungkook, who appears engrossed in his phone. Occasionally their eyes meet, and Yin quickly diverts her gaze elsewhere. Their wedding is held in a hotel ballroom. In line with Yin's request, the guest list is limited, but this does not diminish the festivity and luxury of the event. Yin looks stunningly beautiful. Her long white dress, which exposes her shoulders and back, fits perfectly on her body. Her hair is styled up with a small crown that adds to her elegance. Jungkook watches keenly as any man who looks at his wife with a hungry gaze. His hand possessively wraps around Yin's slim waist. He's actually reluctant for Yin to wear such revealing clothing, but since she seems to really like the dress, Jungkook resignedly accepts it. Just hold on, Jungkook, control your emotions, he mutters to himself, having taken several deep breaths to cool the irritation in his heart. After the wedding, Jungkook immediately takes Yin to live in his private mansion. Are you tired? Jungkook asks with his deep voice. Yin has just finished freshening up. She sits at the dressing table to perform her skincare routine. Somewhat. My feet ache from standing so much, Yin complains. Her delicate hands carefully apply various products to her face. She watches Jungkook, who is now leaning against the headboard, through the mirror. Seeing Jungkook staring intently at her makes Yin nervous. Her heart races. Go to sleep once you're done. Jungkook continues to gaze at her, admiring the beautiful creation who just became his wife a few hours ago. Okay. Yin responds, increasingly nervous. Yin finishes her routine. Hesitantly, she approaches the bed. Honestly, Yin is a bit afraid that Jungkook might want that tonight because she's not really ready. But if Jungkook wanted it, she couldn't refuse. Jungkook's eyes never stray from watching Yin's every movement. Good night, Jungkook. Yin pulls up her blanket, lying with her back to him. Jungkook smiles faintly at his wife's actions, but a few seconds later, Yin tenses up, clutching the blanket softly as Jungkook's strong hand wraps around her from behind. His breath on Yin's neck makes her shiver. Do you really want to sleep? Jungkook's low voice sends chills down Yin's spine. What else? It's late. Isn't it time for bed? Yin tries to remain calm. Isn't there something else we should be doing? This morning, Yin wakes up feeling battered. She winces slightly as she feels soreness in her lower body. Jungkook is no longer by her side, meaning her husband has already risen earlier. Yin looks around, grimacing with embarrassment when she realizes how messy the bed is. What exactly happened last night? She muses to herself with a shudder. Yin walks gingerly to the bathroom. She wants to soak in warm water to alleviate the soreness in her lower body. In front of the mirror, she stares in shock at the numerous kiss marks on her neck and chest. Wow, truly terrifying. Yin winces slightly. Finally, she begins to soak, and her body starts to feel more relaxed. Good morning. Yin greets Jungkook with her sweet smile. Honestly, she still feels quite embarrassed about last night's events, but tries to act normal. She walks slowly and sits down opposite him, who has already started his breakfast. Morning. Jungkook replies flatly. Jungkook smiles very thinly as he notices the many marks he has left on his woman's slender neck. Are you going to work today? Yin notices that Jungkook is neatly dressed in his suit. I have a brief matter to attend to. Yin nods. She had thought they would spend the day together, but apparently not. Forget about a honeymoon if her husband is as cold as Arctic ice. Now he acts cold. Last night he was incredibly eager, and now that he's got what he wanted, he acts as if nothing happened. Yin mutters to herself. Today, just stay at home. You'll start classes tomorrow. Jungkook glances briefly at Yin before continuing with his nearly finished breakfast. Okay. Yin complies as she actually prefers to stay home today. She needs the rest. Last night's activities truly wore her out, much more than she had anticipated. Jungkook gives his wife another look, aware that she is exhausted from their wedding and the subsequent night. Although he appears cold, he is very attentive to her. Still sore? Jungkook asks bluntly. Yin doesn't understand his question at first. Are you still sore? Jungkook nods at her. Yin suddenly realizes what he is asking. Her face flushes with embarrassment. Still, but it's okay. People say it hurts the first time, but it gets better with more practice. Yin tries to sound as calm as possible. Jungkook raises an eyebrow. So, you mean you want to do it more times until it doesn't hurt? Yin glares at him. That's not what I meant. She now looks down, embarrassed, hiding her flushed face. Jungkook smiles thinly, now struggling to hold back his laughter. His wife is indeed adorable. Finish your breakfast. I'm leaving. Jungkook gently pats her head before he leaves. After Jungkook departs, Yin breathes a sigh of relief. It felt like she was struggling to breathe a moment ago. Was he teasing me or not? Why can his face remain so expressionless? Are his facial muscles really that stiff, making it hard for him to show expressions? But wait, if he's hard to read, but last night, he was very expressive. I still remember his face. No, forget it, Yin. Yin shakes her head vigorously, cursing herself in frustration. But this morning he's cold and stiff again. He's so cold. Can't he at least try to be a bit warm? I guess I ended up with a husband as cold as a block of ice. Yin continues to grumble internally. Unbeknownst to her, several maids are watching their mistress with amused smiles. Although Yin is ranting internally, her expressions clearly show her annoyance with her husband, who has just gone to work. I better go back to sleep, Yin decides, walking back to the bedroom. She plans to sleep more after last night, which robbed her of much needed rest, leaving her a bit headache this morning due to lack of sleep. Unbelievably, their marriage is almost a month old. During this time, there hasn't been any significant change in Jungkook's demeanor. He remains a cold, albeit attentive husband. Almost every night, they engage in that, but due to Jungkook's still cold attitude towards her, Yin considers that merely a duty she must perform to serve her husband. And in the mornings, Yin goes to campus with makeup covering the marks on her neck, or if she's in too much of a hurry, she uses a scarf to hide the kiss marks that litter her neck. Jungkook has a habit of leaving many marks on Yin's neck even though he knows that Yin has to go to university. Yin is embarrassed if others find out and think poorly of her. Not many know that Yin is married, only a few close friends. For Jungkook, leaving kiss marks on his wife's neck is, of course, a way to signify that Yin is taken. Yin walks alone through the campus corridors. It's late afternoon, and many students have left their classes for the library, the park, or home. She hums softly, following the tune on her earphones. Suddenly, someone grabs Yin's hand and corners her against the wall beside the stairs, which is very secluded. Yin yelps in surprise. "Let go of my hand, Lihin." Lihin grips Yin's hand tightly, not letting her escape even though she struggles. Lihin is one of the bad students who used to pursue Yin, but Yin always ignored him. "Quiet. Can you be silent, Yin?" Lihin hisses, displeased, as Yin continues to struggle. "No, let go of my hand, or I'll scream louder," Yin threatens. "Go ahead and scream, then you'll see the consequences." Lihin's low voice and sharp gaze shrink Yin's courage. Finally, Yin tries to calm down. "What do you want?" she asks. "What do I want? You." Lihin answers with a smirk. "I don't want you, Lihin. Haven't I told you many times? Don't act so high and mighty. I know you're not that pure." Lihin's eyes flash with anger, belittling her. "What do you mean?" Yin's voice rises. She won't stand being yelled at. With a quick pull, Lihin removes the scarf from her neck, and of course, Yin is shocked by Lihin's behavior. "See, even you who looks so innocent can do this," Lihin sneers. "Come play with me, I'm sure I can make you happy," he adds. Lihin's words infuriate her. She feels demeaned, her fists clench tightly. "Watch your words, you know nothing," Yin snaps back. "If that's the case, let's find out." Lihin grins menacingly. He moves closer and corners her further. Tears start to roll down Yin's cheeks. She is terrified. With the last of her courage, Yin kicks him squarely between his legs. Lihin groans in pain, releasing his grip. Yin doesn't waste the opportunity and runs away fast, leaving Lihin still grimacing in pain. "You woman, watch out. I'll get my revenge." The clock now shows 11 p.m., and as usual, Jungkook and Yin have just finished their exhausting activity. Since marrying and often staying up late with Jungkook, Yin has grown accustomed to sleeping later than she used to. Strangely, she no longer wakes up with headaches in the morning. Exhausted, Yin immediately falls asleep in Jungkook's arms, while he remains awake, gazing affectionately at his beautiful wife sleeping peacefully in his embrace. He plants a quick kiss on her forehead before preparing to join her in sleep. However, the ringing of his wife's phone disrupts him. Not wanting to disturb her, Jungkook answers the phone, but it is quickly disconnected. He frowns disapprovingly at the unfamiliar number, calling his wife. Soon after, a message arrives. "Hey beautiful, sorry I was rough on you earlier today. Let's go out on a date. You know I've been waiting for you for a long time. Be my girlfriend, Yin. I love you." What? This audacious message truly ignites his emotions. His fists clench, and his face reddens with anger. No. He cannot let this pass. Bare-chested, Jungkook positions himself to lean against the headboard, gazes at his wife's face and then adjusts the blanket to cover her body up to her neck, ensuring her body remains unseen. He then presses the call button to initiate a video call through his wife's phone, dialing Lihin's number. He wants to see the face of the man daring to play with fire. The call connects, revealing a man smoking. Lihin, initially happy thinking Yin called, is shocked to see it's not Yin on the line. "Who are you?" Lihin asks, disliking the tone. "And who are you to dare disturb Yin?" Jungkook growls angrily. "None of your business. Now, where is Yin? Why do you have her phone?" Jungkook smirks. "You want to know where she is? Here she is. She's sleeping." Jungkook then directs the phone camera towards Yin, still sound asleep beside him. Seeing this, Lihin is startled. "Who are you really? Why is Yin with you?" "You, the man who made her always reject me. Huh? You stole her from me." Jungkook looks sharply. Stole, you say? I am her husband, and I warn you to never bother my wife again, or... Jungkook pauses, his hand reaching into the nightstand drawer next to their bed to pull out a gun he always keeps there. He then shows it to Lihan. Or your head will be the target of this object. Lihan is shocked. Who are you really? You don't need to know who I am. What you need to know is Yin is mine, and if you dare bother her again, no matter where in the world you run, you won't escape me. Try bothering her again, and your life will be over. After saying this, the video call is abruptly ended, not by Jungkook, but by Lihan, who disconnects the call unilaterally. Jungkook smirks, muttering, coward. Suddenly, Jungkook, Yin's soft voice now diverts his attention. Jungkook immediately looks at his wife, who has apparently been awake, and his gaze softens instantly. Did my voice disturb your sleep? Sorry. Jungkook finally says. Yin shakes her head gently, smiling thinly. So, is this what it looks like when you're jealous? She asks, her eyes shifting to Jungkook's hand still holding a gun. Jungkook quickly places it back in the drawer. I hate it when someone bothers what's mine, and you are mine. Yin smirks playfully. I didn't know you were such a jealous type. I thought you didn't care about me. Jungkook frowns. Did you think I didn't care about you all this time? Yin nods weakly. Not that you didn't care, just you seemed so cold. Cold? Haven't I always warmed you up nearly every night? Yin rolls her eyes. You're only warm at night, and from morning to evening, you're as cold as a fridge. Don't you realize that? Jungkook sighed. Sorry if you felt that way, but I didn't mean to act that way on purpose. I just behaved as I normally do. Yin sighs softly. Okay, I can understand, but will you be like this even when we have kids? What if our children feel in love? Jungkook is silent, thinking hard. Okay, I will learn to change. Yin chuckles. You don't have to force yourself. You can't change instantly, but try to be warmer, starting with me, okay? And by that, I mean not just warm in bed. Jungkook smiles, looking tenderly at his wife. I didn't expect my seemingly spoilt wife to be so understanding towards me. That's because I grew up accustomed to being indulged by my parents. I've been well fed with their love, so I'm not starved for affection. And also, I trust that my parents' choice was the best for me. You might be cold, but that doesn't mean everything about you is bad. And I'm not blind to see the other good sides of you. This time Jungkook is truly taken aback, but then he chuckles softly. If I have a wife with such a good heart, how could I not change for you? I will change if it makes you happy. But please help me through the process. Yin smiles broadly. Of course, I will help you become a loving husband and father, so when our children are born, they will be happy to have a father like you. Jungkook now smiles faintly, his heart truly warmed. Yes, he is truly lucky to have a wife like her, and I will make you happy living with me, wifey, he thinks to himself.